Another group of defrauded real estate investors, this time in Almaty, picketed the building of the administrative court. People demand to stop all attempts of evicting them until the Supreme Court will announce its decision on the matter, and also not to use mercenaries to deal with the situation.
A protest actions against bailiffs was held in Almaty on Friday by the activists of the movement Leave Housing to People. About 40 credit debtors read out their petition asking to stop evictions before the decision of the Supreme Court, or using mercenaries, and also to follow the law in debatable situations instead of following the lead of the banks. BTA Mortgage hired several dozen mercenaries and united them in a gang which was later coordinated by bailiffs during an attempt of a forced eviction. Young men in sports overalls used racketeering methods of the 90s and even used force against women from our union. The picket of the administration is the response to the attempt to evict a debtor last Friday. Mortgage holders believe the authorities launched their attack without waiting for the decision of the Supreme Court. Last week the eviction was averted, although bailiff Marat Mirzabayev was able to seize the passport of a debtor. Saulia Hasanova, a representative of the bank, is now openly recruits mercenaries. She said it right in front of the 70 witnesses. She said she hired some people, brought them over, and will evict our member out of principle. Acting head of the court order enforcement department, Kairat Kurmanov, listened to the complaints of the picketers and then promised to deal with the situation. I will solve all of your issues in a legal way. I will collect all materials and take adequate measures. In the end, Saulibayeva got her passport back and was even promised that those responsible will be reprimanded. All current problems will be discussed shortly at a special round table. This time, the outcome of the meeting seemed to satisfy the mortgages.
Environment specialists in Almaty are also not satisfied with the current situation. 12,000 trees are scheduled to be cut down in the city until the end of the year and as much the year after. The concern was voiced on Friday by the deputy head of the Natural Resources and Environmental Management Department, Marat Kisikbayev.
Almaty City administration planted 140 sumac trees on Friday. This ornamental plant is native of Korea. The deputy head of Almaty's Natural Resources Department, Marat Kisikbayev, says that the new trees will replace the felled ones. In the next 2 months, officials want to plant a total of 24,000 saplings. Only a half was planted so far. If a developer has to cut one tree in his lot, he will have to plant 3 other trees instead. If a tree is cut because it poses danger, it is then replaced with another tree. Environment specialists categorically disagree with officials. They say that developers destroy any trees in their way, while the pollution in the city exceeds all norms. Members of the association Green Salvation do not share the authorities' passion towards exotic plants. They say it would be better if officials revoked amendments allowing cutting rare trees. We have drafted a letter to the Almaty's prosecution office and justice department, but haven't received a reply yet. As an example, environmentalists bring up the expansion of the Seyfulin Avenue this summer. Hundreds of trees were cut there, and only after the protest of public organization, it was revealed that city residents consider the mass felling vandalism. The situation with trees in Almaty gives a lot of food for thought. I think what happens is wrong. Trees shouldn't be cut. They give us clean air and beauty. I do not support the initiative of cutting down trees and expand streets. It is better to reduce the number of cars. So far, the exotic trees are planted in 1:2 ratio with 2 saplings for each felled tree. Marat Kisikbayev says that the city cannot afford to do more. Svetlana Spatar believes it is just an excuse. After all, exotic plants cost much more than regular trees, but officials still chose them.
This is all we have time for now. Join us next week for more. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.